We're going to do things just a little bit differently this year because I'm going to open up with about 5 or 10 minutes of comments, and then we're going to give you a fun activity to do. And the fun activity is right on your table. The One University Health and Wellness Council is in the midst of a new strategic plan. And we absolutely want your input and feedback on the plan. So in the middle of your tables, the strategic goals are there, and what we want you to do for 10 minutes as you eat lunch is we want you to choose a recorder for your table and discuss tactics to get to our goals. Write them down, and then we'll connect and collect them after the talk. I'm really excited too because we have a very special guest coming about 1:15. Our wonderful president, Dr. Michael Drake, will be joining us for a few words. So we're psyched about that. Well, I'm trying to advance the slides, but they're not advancing. I talked through hurricanes and power outages and can do that again if I need to do that. So I just want to mention before we put you to some fun activity at your table, cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death in this country. Women in particular, this is the silent killer of women, much more prevalent than even breast cancer. All of you know that Ohio State is the first university-wide partner to the CDC and DHHS's Million Hearts Initiative. And today, I'm really excited to tell you that we have leaders here from the Women's Heart Alliance who have joined us today to talk about a potential partnership with Ohio State. So those 3 leaders that are here from the Women's Heart Alliance, can you please stand? We want to applaud you for the great work that you're doing to raise visibility on women's heart issues. We also want to give you a big, warm Buckeye welcome. So everybody help me with that. We're going to do an O-H-I-O. So when you do your O, your H, your I, your O, so we move more, I want you to stand up and do the alphabet. Ready? Go. O, H, I, O. O, H, I, O, O, H, I, O. Great job. Now, given that we do know cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death right now in the United States. But if you take all causes of disease, chronic conditions, as well as mortality into consideration, behaviors are the #1 killer of Americans. It's behaviors. It's what we have control over every single day. And we have entered a new era become the new smoking. So how many of you sit 3 hours a day on average? Do you know you're increasing your cardiovascular risk by 30%? How many of you sit 5 or more hours a day? If you do, that is comparable to smoking 1.25 packs of cigarettes a day. And that is evidence-based on studies with nearly 1 million people. So we need to stand more and sit less. Remember, next time you go to a meeting, instead of a sitting meeting, tell everybody, let's stand. And in addition to actually being good for your cardiovascular health, you're going to get through your meeting a heck of a lot faster when you stand versus when you sit. So stand more, sit less. And here's what else I'd like you to do today. Our team is comprised of many people throughout the university. It's comprised of Buckeye Wellness, HR, your plan for health, student life. So it's a whole team in addition to our leaders and Buckeye Wellness innovators. We couldn't be changing the culture at Ohio State if it weren't for the numbers of Buckeye Wellness innovators, all the programming that we do, your plan for health does, HR. So it truly is a phenomenal team effort. So you're going to hear from many of those folks today. So before people get up to speak, we're going to stand up and do active applause. Do you know how great it feels as a speaker to get a standing ovation before you talk as well as after? So we're going to keep you moving by getting up. Sitting is the biggest zapper of your energy. Truly it is. So I encourage all of you, instead of reaching for a cup of coffee or a Diet Coke, next time you feel a sag in energy, I want you to get up and move, dance, do jumping jacks, whatever it takes. Get yourself absolutely moving. Movement will also drop stress, anxiety, and depression. We have had some very sad losses this past week with students at our university. Our students, our faculty, our staff are stressed. Many are depressed. And what I want you to realize is the World Health Organization has said that by 2020, depression will be the second most impairing disease worldwide. So no longer can we have stigma on depression. Everybody needs help with stress, anxiety, depression from time to time. And there should never be any shame with having to admit that. Now, what I want you to know is we have purchased a new online program. It's called Beating the Blues. It's cognitive behavior therapy, which is the gold standard evidence-based treatment for depression. You see, there's a lot of people who get medication when they're depressed, But SSRIs only work for about a third of the people who are depressed, who suffer from chemical imbalance. So we have a CBT program now if you need it, because winter's here in Columbus, Ohio, and seasonal affective disorder affects a lot of our faculty, staff, and students. So if you're feeling a little blue and you feel you could need some help, go to our employee assistance program or to your primary care provider and ask them to get you hooked up with our Beating the Blues program. So I think it's really important that everybody is aware of that. Now, these are our new strategic planning goals. They are still in draft form. We would like your feedback on these, and I would like to recognize the members of our One University Health and Wellness Council here today who have been working so hard on creating a new strategic plan that's going to be highly successful. So if you're on our council, please stand. You all are slow to stand. Okay, you're going to get 10 minutes now. So pull the sheet of paper with the goals on them. And for the next 10 minutes while you eat, please have a good discussion about tactics that are needed to achieve the goals. This half of the room over here, I'd like you to focus on goals 1 and 3. So this row, and the middle row, goals 1 and 3. These two rows, can you please focus on 2 and 4? So you get 10 minutes to give us some great feedback, and then we'll continue with the presentation.